Hey guys and girls, Daniel Tolson here. Thank you so much for asking all of your very intriguing questions about the food and the soups that I drink when I'm here in Australia and also when I'm home in Taiwan. People ask me, am I detoxing? Am I doing intermittent fasting? What is it that I'm doing when I'm drinking these soups? Well, basically, I'm just eating an alkaline diet. I'm not doing it all the time, but I do it as often as I can. And what I find is that when I'm eating an alkaline diet, then I'm getting a lot more energy, I've got a lot more focus, and I can be really present in anything that I'm doing. And of course, one of the best parts about having an alkaline diet is it starts to strip the acid out of your body. So if you're carrying a few extra kilos, something like alkaline soups and alkaline diet can help you shred that extra fat because it's all natural. Basically, all the things that I'm putting in my soups are fresh out of the garden and it's all alkaline. So there's a couple of things about alkalinity, and I suggest that you listen to the professionals about this. I'm just a guy who likes to make these because it suits my diet and my requirements. So there's people like Tony Robbins who talk about alkalizing and energizing. And he does programs and he runs conventions all around the world and he's constantly talking about this. So if you need all the specifics, jump on his website. But I believe that when you're having an alkaline diet, you're going to have a lot more energy. Now there's two parts. There's alkalinity and there's acid. If you have things like stress, anxiety, depression, fears, limiting decisions like I can't have the business that I want, I'll never be able to have the right relationship, what's going to happen is your body's going to become very acidic. Now, if you're living a traditional day-to-day life, you're having breakfast on the run, you're drinking alcohol at night, you're having takeaway food during the day, your system is consuming a lot of acidic food. So coupled with the stress, coupled with the negative thoughts that you're having, your body's going to become very acidic. What you want for peak performance is you want to have an alkaline diet and you also want to have positive thoughts going through your head. You always want to be focused on exactly what you want. You can give yourself a jump start. You can start to drink alkaline foods, you can have alkaline drinks, and this is what I'm simply going to do today. I'm going to show you exactly what I do to make my soup. Most people think it's very technical. First of all, I'm going to grab the cauliflower. Give it a little wash. You're going to make this soup exactly how you want. I'm just going to take the chunks. I don't even know what you call them. I call them a chunk. I'm going to take a chunk of cauliflower and I'm going to put in there what I think I need to make the right mix. When I make my soups, they're different every time, and that's kind of what I like. I like things to be different. I like to live in Australia. I like to live in Taiwan. I like to work with different clients all the time. It's because I've got a high need for variety. So I'm going to make that with my soups as well. I'm just going to go with the flow, and if I think I want my soup a little bit thicker, I'm going to put in a little bit more cauliflower. I love cauliflower, the fact that it's got a lot of alkalinity in it, and it also mixes with basically anything. So I'm going to chuck that in there, no specific order, and then I'm going to grab a couple of chilies, fresh chilies out of the garden, straight out of Dad's garden. I'm going to chop them up. I'm going to be real butcher here because at the end of the day it's going to be a soup, so I don't have to waste a lot of time preparing. I'm just going to drop them straight in the SoupMate Pro. If you don't have a SoupMate Pro, you want to make sure that you jump on the internet right now. Next thing I'm going to do, red capsicum. I'm going to chop it straight in half, cut the little green thing off the top. I'm not a chef, I don't even know what the green thing's called. I'm going to leave the seeds in there because I think they're just natural in there and they're going to add a bit more taste and a bit more zest to my soup. I'm going to chop her up. Nothing special, just really, really quick. So I want to make sure I'm making this meal in under 5 minutes. I know that you're all busy on the run, you're trying to save time, you've got families. You know, I'm married. I've got a daughter who's 3 and I've got to save time. I want to have more time to do the things that I want to do. And it's important that you've got time to cook. But I believe that if you're spending too much time in the kitchen, you're not necessarily cooking right foods. If you're baking stuff, if you're frying stuff, this is going to take you forever. I'm going to put the whole red thing in there. Now I'm going to get a red onion. So what you want to be doing, you just want to hack away. Because the SoupMate Pro is going to do everything for you. I'm going to put the red onion in there. And then I'm going to grab a couple of tomatoes. Now, what you want to do is you want to jump on a website, you want to Google it, you just want to Google SoupMate Pro. And when you get on there, you're going to notice a couple of different models. We've got the top model here because it's going to cook really, really fast. This soup, once I chop everything up under a couple of minutes, I've only been to the shopping centre, grabbed it straight off the shelf at the fruit market, and now I'm just taking it straight out of the fridge and chucking it straight in here. That's it, done. I'm going to chuck the lid on. Now the SoupMate Pro, you can grab it off the internet. They're really, really good. I've had this for a couple of years and it just produces hot alkaline soup. And that's all I'm going to do. I've got my vegetables. It's only 5 minutes on the video so far, and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to chuck this in here, and about 15 to 20 minutes later, I'm going to have a delicious soup. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, and then I've got enough soup. It's going to give me about 1.5 litres of soup. So I'm going to eat that fresh tonight. In the morning, I'm going to take out the frying. I'm going to take out the pan, the pot, straight out of the fridge. And I'm going to heat it back up on the stove because I've been doing some research, and is that we're surrounded by electromagnetic pulses, waves all the time. Internet, telephones, light, all this crazy stuff. If we're putting our food in the microwave all the time, we're microwaving it. And that energy gets in the soup. So what I want to do, I want to keep it nice and natural. I'm going to put it straight in the pot, and I'm going to whack it on the gas top. It'll take about 3 to 4 minutes. It's going to heat up, and then I'm going to chuck it straight in my Stanley flask. So the flask is ready to rock and roll. And then all I can simply do is grab the old Stanley flask. Your granddad probably had one of those, or your dad. I'm going to whack it straight in there. So then I've got 1.5 litres hot, fresh soup to last me the whole day. So when I'm going to trainings, when I'm doing business meetings, when I'm going to events, you'll see me with my flask. It's going to be full of alkaline soup. That's what I'm drinking. It keeps the stomach nice and flat, keeps the energy high, and your system's going to operate. So there's a couple of things you want to do for peak performance. One, you want to get rid of all your negative emotions, anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. You want to make sure that your goals are set in such a way that you're constantly focused on what you want. When your thoughts are directed on what you want, you're going to have an alkaline body. Coupled with alkaline food, you're going to be a high performer, you're going to have more energy, and you'll actually require less sleep. When I'm on a full alkalized diet, I have so much energy throughout the day that I've been known to sleep as little as 4 to 5 hours a day. That's how clean my thinking is, and that's how clean my body is. So that's all you got to do. So I'm going to whack on the SoupMate Pro now, and in 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to be having my dinner. It's going to be delicious, it's going to be hot, it's going to be fresh, and I'm going to keep my body and my health intact. So Daniel Tolson here. Have a great night.